Hello. So today this I'm so dumb, but anyway, I was cleaning out my kitchen and I reached under the kitchen cabinet. I think I was looking for like a bag or something like that. And there was a vase inside there, and as I opened up the cabinet door, I knocked the vase out and it just shattered on the ground, and I'm like that was so dumb. I'm like looking around, really, like, I mean, dang, there ain't nobody to blame for this. And then I'm thinking to myself, okay, well, who was the dummy who put the vase right by the thing? Like, that was just right by the door. And then I'm like, oh yeah, that was me. I'm not sure why I did that, but that was me. Um and then God actually like began speaking to me after I cleaned up. As I was cleaning up my mess, I had to go grab my tools. I grabbed, the broom, the dustpan. I had to get the vacuum, and I'm like, I'm just thinking to myself, there's really nobody else to blame. I really did this. Like, this is really dumb. And so, after I cleaned everything else up, God just kept talking to me, and I began to meditate, had the time to meditate on what he was trying to say to me. And the message that I got from that was sometimes things are falling apart around you, and you look around, there's no one to blame but yourself. You see, it's very, very easy to give responsibility of blame to someone else. It's so easy. We point fingers. It's so easy. You did this to me. You did this to me. Like, that's on you. This wouldn't happen if it wasn't on you. It's so easy to point fingers when other people mess up, or even, disagreement. If we felt wrong, we're going to let you know. But it takes real growth, real maturity, real vulnerability, self-awareness, to take accountability for the things that you did, the things that you messed up, how you hurt other people. There is not one perfect person, in this world. Jesus is gone, so there's no one on this earth walking that's perfect, or anybody who is devoid of sin. Even in arguments, or disagreements, reflecting back, I would encourage you to just think about like the wrongs that you did. Think about what you could have done better. This could help people. This could free people, especially people who aren't, talking to their families right now, or they're having some struggle in their relationship. Don't just, think about the arguments and play them in your head. And if you do, play back the things that you did and the things that you said, and just let that marinate in your spirit, and think about maybe what you could have done better. I know in life it's, we blame our parents for things. At a certain age, it's like, you gotta stop. Blame our mom and dads for the shortcomings that they had in raising us. Significant others, again, boss, coworkers, church folk. I mean, I used to blame church folk for everything. Like, that's a different conversation, but just blaming everybody. We got to learn to take accountability. The difference between responsibility and accountability is that the main difference is that with responsibility, the blame can be shared, right? You guys can take responsible, you guys can both be responsible for an action. A couple of you guys can be responsible for something. But when you take accountability for something, then that's saying that you're ultimately answerable. Yeah, you're ultimately answerable for your actions. That means you have ultimate ownership of your decision. So therefore, you have ultimate ownership of the consequences of those decisions. That's accountability. That's the main difference between responsibility and accountability. Now, if we go to scripture, Romans 14:12 says, "So then each of us will give an account of ourselves to God." So when we leave this earth, when the time of judgment comes, when we stand in front of God, we have to take accountability of our actions. We can't say, but yo, God, like, you didn't see what he did, or you didn't see like that my mom, like, you didn't see that, my baby dad, like, took me up here to this level, and and he wasn't paying child support on time, and with just whatever, and that's why I popped up on him. Like, we're not going to be able to do that with God. Hebrews 4:13-16 says, nothing in all creation is hidden from God. Everything is naked and exposed before his eyes, and he is the one whom we are accountable. So, it doesn't, even with all that, it doesn't matter what the other person did, because we are going to be accountable for our part. That is the part that we're going to be accountable to God for, with God. So now that we're here on earth, we need to try to deal with that, so that when we do see him, it's going to be a good situation for us. Sometimes, just to kind of wrap this up, let me wrap this up real quick. Sometimes God puts you alone by yourself in a situation that you put yourself into, if we can be honest, that you put yourself into, and he'll allow things to fall apart around you so that you're forced to realize there ain't nobody here to blame. There ain't nobody here to blame but myself. Sometimes you're forced to be held accountable, to make yourself accountable. So if you have no choice but to take accountability for what you created and what you allowed to fall apart, but know that no matter what we've created, no matter the damage, that we're never too far from God, that he won't provide the tools needed to clean it up, because he just loves us so much. He loves us so much. He wants us to be better. He wants us to change. He wants us to become closer to him, so that we can be in heaven with him forever and ever and ever. He wants that. So, I hope that this kind of helps someone. I'm kind of like rambling a little bit and things just come to my head, and God is still using me, and but I hope that this helps someone like it helped me.